Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we are playing Project MX, and I'm going to be teaching you how to actually play this game because there's a lot of things that many of y'all don't know how to do, like play the game and ride the bikes. Because let's face it, y'all are all just bad at the game. Not me. Anyway, let's get right into it. So as soon as you spawn in, you'll get greeted with these amazing freaking gear sets. You know, like these boots and this freaking shirt, all these cool things, and you can come in this freaking dressing room and you can click on these lockers, and then you can just like, oh, look at that, I have a Bell Moto 10 helmet, that's awesome, and then you can go on your merry way and go ride. I'm not going to go too much in depth on how to actually play, customize your character in this game because it's self-explanatory as hell. So we're just going to get right into the actual riding aspect of it and the cool facts and whatnot about this game. I'll first be going over some things on how to ride the bikes and then facts because, well, most people are here to learn how to actually, properly play the game and actually learn how to ride these bikes good, which I am by no means good, but I have a rough idea on how to get gooder, you know what I mean? Anyway, so we're just gonna pick a random bike, this game has an amazing bike spawner, by the way. And if you just pick any bike you want, doesn't really matter. I'm picking the CRF 450, and as you can see, it's pretty cool. But how do you get on the bike? You just sit on it, walk over, sit on it. Heck yeah, man. Anywho, you can see you don't actually go, but you can back up by hitting S or brake, the left trigger on any controller, but you can't go forward yet. You know why? Because you haven't shifted up yet. Because like all bikes in real life, it turns out you have to shift. Didn't know that. Unless you're on a weird Stark Varg. I guess maybe you don't have to shift. I don't know. I don't own a Stark Varg, or it has one gear. Doesn't matter though. To shift, you hit E to shift up, or triangle, or Y if you're on an Xbox controller. So as you can see ripping around, you're like, okay, this is pretty freaking cool, man. I enjoyed this, but why am I going so damn fucking slow? Well, the way you fix that is by hitting E, triangle, or Y again, and you'll go into second gear. See that? That's pretty freaking cool, is it not? And then you'll be like, okay, but I want to go faster. Hit it again, hit it again, hit it again, and typically there's up to 5 gears. 2 strokes typically have 6 gears, but this game doesn't actually know that, I don't think. So, you're ripping around like, okay, this is pretty freaking cool, but let's say you hit a freaking sign. Okay. Go back, I don't know. You want to go back on the road, or wherever you're at on the track, and you want to go again. Why do I accelerate so slow? Why is my bike so freaking slow? Well, to fix that, you can shift down to first gear. And then, by hitting Q or X, X or square if you're on DualShock or Xbox controller. Anyway, X for Xbox controller, not for DualShock. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's basically how you shift. Other than that, you basically know everything there is to know about about this game because you've learned the basics of it. You know how to shift, you know how to ride, you can literally rip around as much as you want, I mean, there's not much stopping you now besides yourself if you just want to stop, I guess. But anyway, we're going to be moving on to some neat little things about this this whole riding thing. Yeah, you want a wheelie? I know most of y'all are probably YNs and want a wheelie like everything you see, especially the YZ125. Speaking of, just to make this a little bit more appropriate, I can't get off my bike, okay? I'm on controller now, I switched over, and I couldn't get off my bike. So let's see here. Let's make this a little bit more realistic for those. They always have the wide, yeah, like these bikes. Okay, so it's not blue though. Sure is loud though. Anyway, but imagine this is a blue YZ125, and it was stolen. I'm kidding. But how do you do this? How do you really like a pro? Okay, so to wheelie. You basically all you have to do is just pull down on your joystick while you're going forward, aka trigger plus joystick down, or left joystick in this case. If you do your right one, it'll just go up or down. Not sure which one you're choosing, but on keyboard and mouse you actually hit control. So if you hold control and do a wheelie, I say do a wheelie. If you hold control and hold W, you'll do a wheelie. It's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so that's basically all the basic bike thingies out of the way. What are some, you know, nifty, how do you actually play the game? You know, what is the right techniques for actually, you know, ripping and riding and, you know, being good at the game? Now, I can't confidently tell you, oh, this is the correct way to play this game, because there's so many ways you can play this game, but I'll go over a few. Alright, so coming on the PMX Arena Cross, Project MX Arena Cross, you can see that there are tons of jumps and tons of things you can hit, but how do you properly hit them? Because most of the time when you first ride this game or play this game, you're going to be doing this crap right here. You're just going to be like, okay, you know, professional. But I mean, really, this game is really easy to play for the most part, besides maybe a few little scuffles and stuff like that from here and there. But like, how do you actually, you know, be better? First thing I'll mention is camera settings, because camera settings are pretty important, especially in riding. Your normal camera settings will be kind of clanky and janky, like, you know, to follow the bike. Like, I don't want to look that way yet. It's okay, we can fix this. So on the right side of the screen, we can see a button that says C to change views. And I may be thinking, I can't do that on the controller. Yes, you can. Quit being a baby. If you hit the input button, I guess that's what it's called, you can come over here and press it. Now, I am actually not on a Xbox One or PlayStation 4 or 5 or S or X. It doesn't matter. So I don't have the ability to use like little, you know, mouse pad thingy. If you're on that, you can go over and click it, but if you're on keyboard and mouse, you can just hit C. And then it'll actually fix your camera for the most part. It'll change it, and you'll be like, okay, this is pretty cool, but how do I actually play the game? You know, how am I supposed to actually get good? Well, you really shouldn't be asking me, but here are some techniques I do personally. First being, I personally don't recommend ever going into a berm like this. I don't think anyone ever has. So I recommend kind of feathering the berms. So basically going into it smoother. That'll leave you to get more speed. Up, and you know, just being smooth with it. You know, don't try to be too clanky. This game doesn't do well with clanky, as you can tell. I'm trying to be clanky, and it's just not working. But if you try to be smooth, which I'm trying with all my might right now, I'm not very good at this game. Okay, so yeah, that was also the thing. Don't lean all the way over. Corner techniques, don't lean all the way over. I mean, people are like, oh, the bikes are so slidey. Oh, this, that, and that. Well, I don't really know about you, but I don't think I'm really going to be, you know, doing this on a track. You know, I don't think I've ever seen someone lean this low before. Like, I don't, like, never, like, literally never. Have you ever seen someone lean this low? I don't think so. Maybe if you're scrubbing, but I don't think you're going to be on the ground for that part. So don't get mad when you start sliding, because the perfect way to fix this is just to slow down and don't lean all the way down. Easy, fixed. Also, don't do that. That'll be another thing. If you actually lean into the berm and then still do that, you will get launched out of it. So be smooth with it. I also recommend, once you get like seated into the berm, just let go of the turning. Let go of your joystick and or A or D, and it'll do the rest of the work for you, basically. So pretty nice. Don't do it too early, or it will like be mad at you. And don't do it on actual berms. You want to do it on ruts, not berms. If you do it on a freaking berm, for example, you just do this. And that's not good. You want to only do this in ruts. So I'm using this track as an example. Alright, number 2. How do you actually hit jumps properly? Because we went over that other part, but now how do you hit a jump properly, you know? Because, you know, bikes are clanky, you don't want to fly off. The best thing I've noticed is don't hit it too fast ever, because you'll lose control. Definitely be easy on it. And be in a good gear. You know, you shouldn't be in first gear or in fifth gear when you're hitting jump. Depends on what kind of jump it is. If it's like a massive freaking 1,000-foot unrealistic jump, then sure, be in fifth gear. If it's a little tiny tabletop, sure, be in first gear. I don't care. You're not gonna blow up the bike. But I definitely recommend just kind of professional, just finding that kind of good balance point and then just sticking with it, because you know, if you could find that, I say balance point, if you can find that little throttle point to where it's just perfect, just enough but not enough, that'll be good. So I recommend second to third gear on any bike. Should make most of the jumps on the track you do, but again though, it's really just personal preference. Maybe you want to keep your momentum going, I don't know, but never be in too high gear nor too low gear. It's very basic. The game itself is very basic, and you can obviously go farther with this. I'm just giving you tips and tricks on how to be, I guess, better at the game. Don't mind the text, I was trying to do something and it didn't work. Anyway, you want to do starts. This one, I don't really know because there's actually no clutch. Believe it or not. Maybe use the park as the clutch, I don't know. But I don't know what the clutch button is. It's kind of weird. And I think the best way to go about it is just to stay in neutral and then just go into first gear. But the starts are really the last thing I have to talk about because there's not much to the game itself. I mean, really, it's just user. It's like MX bikes, for an example. I say that it is nowhere near like MX bikes. MX bikes is much more universal, but this game is pretty just bare bones. So, you know, yeah. So we're gonna go into the fun facts about this game because I feel like it's time for that. Anywho, fun fact one. I say fun fact one. Useful game knowing tip one. If you're on computer, you can actually freeze your bike mid-air. I will show you once I hit a final jump. This jump over here will show you. So let's say you want to get a sick picture of a whip, but you don't want to, like, you know, time it in the air. Well, lucky for you, if you come over here, hit your jump, and then hit Shift S, you will be frozen in the air. See that? That's pretty cool. And you can, you know, hide your UI, and you can take a picture and post it on, I don't know, the Discord, and be like, hey guys, look at this, and everyone will think you're really freaking cool. Anywho, recommend joining if you haven't. But like, you're also like, wait, I don't like all this stupid shit on the side of my screen and top of my screen. I want to get rid of all of it. Well, lucky for you, they added just the command for that, and that's what I'll go over in my second one, my second step. My second step, I don't know, whatever you would call it, my second little fun fact. If you go to your chat, I think this is able to be done on anything. Could be wrong. If you type in, oh shoot, type in /hide UI, it'll hide all your UI besides, I guess, this little shitty, stupid Roblox UI thingy, and it'll just stay. You know, I don't know why that's there actually. Why is that there? Oh, you have to hide it again. Yeah, see, if you do it twice, it'll hide everything. And then you're like, okay, now I want to hit a sick ass jump and get a picture of this, and then show all my friends, and then they'll be like, holy shit, that game's fire. Give me the link. Anyway, as you can see, that's actually a cool freaking photo. The free cam menu is pretty cool actually. You can see there's some cool things on it. I will go over that real quick. If you hit space, you can change each thing. Scrolling will change it as well, or change the amount. So you want more sensitivity, you can do that. Hit space again. Move speed, up, down. Focus length, I usually do all the way in like that. Looks cooler. I don't know. Looks better than this. Just me. I don't know. If you hold shift and then click on something, it'll track to it. So this is actually better when you're tracking something in real life, like a friend. It'll like automatically go to it. E and Q will go up and down. T will toggle tracking. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you guys get the gist of it for the most part. Anyway, once you're done taking your picture, you can go over here and you think, okay, I'm done. I want to show my UI again. You can hit /show. Oh shoot, show UI, and then it'll show your UI again. You have to do it all in one sentence, no uppercases. I don't believe it matters, but it may. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. And yeah, there you go. There's how you take pictures in the game. But what are some other cool facts about the game? Well, believe it or not, there are some little Easter eggs hidden around the game. I don't know all of them at all, but I do know one of them, and that is actually at the freaking Sharpnel moto freaking facility thing. There's a little goober in the back of one of the vans, and that's pretty cool. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, I mean, there's not much else to do. I say to learn, because you've learned all of it. Of course, you can always get better, and that comes with time. But one thing I will say is you can actually explore the entire map, because they've left little knickknacks and secrets all across the map. So I recommend going around and finding them all, and especially giving the game a like, because this game's fire. Anyway, once you get tired of the game, you can always hop on a different bike too. Oh my gosh! Anyway, I did mention this in a different video, but you can actually race in this game too. Believe it or not, you can go to the Discord server, and then you can actually register for races. Me personally, I did, but I missed the first race because I don't know the schedule very well. They don't actually say it, sadly. And you can join like a little team and whatnot, and it's freaking awesome. So I recommend doing that if any of y'all haven't done it, because it's just fun. They don't take it very seriously, and you can actually win prizes. Like, for an example, this is actually really cool. You can win up to 1,000 Robux if you win a photo competition. So if you take a photo like I showed you, you can post it to the Discord server and be like, hey guys, look at this photo, and then they're like, oh, that's freaking sick, we're nominating you for this award. And then you can go on and face everyone else, and then they'll be like, okay, your photo won, you get the 1,000, you get the prize and whatnot. Oh frick, my computer decided to run out of space midway through recording that sentence. But basically, the gist of it is you can actually win freaking prizes, guys. That's awesome. You can go and participate in these freaking cool events, and you can win your own freaking prizes, including races too. If you're the champion, you can win a prize too. So I definitely do recommend going about and possibly looking at that. I don't know. I think it's a good idea. Me personally, I'm going back with the. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I don't care. And giving the game a heart. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Bye.